court. Warrants dated about 3 weeks ago, April the 10th. Charges are from December the 19th for criminal trespass. And then failing to appear. Will appoint Michael Vaughn to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $100 bond. Court date will be tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. You're not to return to the incident location. You also have a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court for failing to appear, and I will not be seeing you on that. Superior Court will set a date for that. All right,
I've been here since March 30th, so how would I have a warrant?
or maybe you're just still being held on that. Let me do some quick checking. Okay, so what happened at your sentencing yesterday?
My sentencing was on last week and Wednesday, and they sentenced me 18 months of probation, and I'm waiting to get released to go to rehab.
Okay. I'll make a note of that on your paperwork. I'm making a note of that, and I will also make it a point to say something to the judge in this matter who issued a warrant when you were already in custody. But your court date will be tomorrow.
Will that affect me going to rehab? Because my out date on the rehab, they said 10 days, and that's on a Saturday.
Yeah, you're going to be seen tomorrow, which is Thursday. And I expect that they'll take care of the matter tomorrow.
All right.
They actually release you. And I'm noting, I mean, when you get your paperwork, you'll see a note that defendant has been in Pima County Jail since 3/30/25 on a felony matter. Defendant is serving a term of probation, but is awaiting a rehab bed. So that will be on your paperwork.
Okay.
The judge to see.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, I'm Judge Said, and there are
Mr. Luciano Ramirez.
Mr. Ramirez. Citations here charging you with domestic violence violation of court order, domestic violence criminal damage that occurred on or about the 25th of April.
Oh, damn. Is this a new charge?
Yes, these are new charges. Alleged to be
Um,
5 days ago.
5 days ago. Um, these are these misdemeanors or felonies?
Misdemeanors.
Oh, that, what? Wait a minute. What are the charges again?
Domestic violence criminal damage. It looks like damage to a shed on your mother's property, and domestic violence violation of a court order that is being at your mother's property.
Why am I barely being seen on these charges?
Because they just decided to charge them today.
Okay. But how is that even possible when criminal that because I'm already being charged with the burglary for that. How is that even how can you get more charges out of that?
You can talk to your attorney about it. It could be that they dismissed the burglary charges.
Wouldn't you have the information though in your computer?
No,
She's here for legal appearance, right? So
I can't get into,
Specifics like that?
you can get into some things, but not all things. So no, I cannot tell that. Let me look at.
So-
Hold on. let me-
Well, I mean, I can still ask the judge. I have that right.
you could ask her if she can't type much, so.
So yeah, but I'm still gonna ask questions because I feel like I'm a little retarded on this.
all right.
I mean,
No, I get it.
We don't know the status of the burglary charge. It may be that it was dismissed and then these charges have been filed as a result. It may be that this is an addition to that. I can't tell at this point.
but how? That's what I'm trying to understand is how could you get an additional charge from? I'm already getting hit with the burglary, which is a class 4 felony. How are you going to pull more charges from that and just say, look, these are misdemeanors?
They're allowed to do that.
It could be a lesser included offense, although the violation of the court order would not be a lesser included offense. They just
Right.
didn't charge it right away, and they don't have to charge them right away. Okay? So. These
Yeah, I had a lawyer visit today, and he didn't bring none of that stuff up. He was just the only thing he brought up.
He probably didn't know about it. Okay,
So these are probably additional charges. Then is what you're saying? More than likely.
Yes, exactly.
but I'm not certain. So we'll appoint Steve McClure to represent you on these charges. Hold your bond on a bond of $250. You have enough other holds that posting a bond isn't going to get you any out at all. No alcohol or legal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, no contact with your mother. You're not to return within 3 blocks of her residence. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
It suggests you not discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney. Your attorney on this is likely to be different than the attorney representing you on the felony matter.
All right.
Right? Thank you, Mr. Ramirez.
Robert?
Oh.
Hello, how you doing?
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
That's our Chavez.
Mr. Chavez. I've got a couple of things for you. I have charges charging you with promoting prison contraband. And on that matter, the state is moving to dismiss those charges without prejudice, which means that they may file them at a later court date.
What? Yes. And probably because we were waiting on the support. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chavez.
Thank you.
You still have a bond that was set on your misdemeanor matters, however.
Okay.
They're still in here. So, hey.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you are.
Brandy Short.
Shoot. I forgot. Email me the YouTube link. Email me the YouTube link, please.
Felix, the girl.
Ms. Short, I have warrants here charging you with one count of burglary in the second degree. And 2 counts of theft. These are alleged to have occurred on or about the 21st of We'll appoint Joseph Ezzo to represent you on these charges. Did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Judge, given the APO holds, we're okay with a low bond in this case.
I guess the teams, whatever it is to watch live. Right, preliminary hearing date is going to be May the 12th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Right then.
Bond is $1,000. If you post the bond, you'll be on the distribution of pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No contact with any of the alleged victims or any potential co-defendants, including Mr. Foote, except through legal counsel. You're not to return within 3 blocks of these incident locations. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Short. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are? Your name, sir? The mic's muted.
Israel Felix.
Mr. Felix, citation charging you with domestic violence assault and domestic violence disorderly conduct. Still doing it, and I can't do a screen print. I tried the other night.
Yeah, I know that's what I called someone else.
Mr. Felix, your next court date on these matters is going to be May the 12th at 10:30 in the morning in the Pima County Justice Court. Do you understand that you need to be present at that time?
Yes, I do.
Conditions of release will include no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, and weapons would include pepper spray, animal repellent, and other similar items. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
Not to have contact with your mother or your brother. You're not to go to their residence or workplaces. You can go back once with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
All right. And, apparently your sister Lorena is willing to let you use her address, at least for mailing purposes. So you might want to provide that to the jail if you need.
I don't know the address for that one.
Okay, well, if you need help with housing or temporary needs, as you leave the jail, there's a blue line, I think it is, painted blue line, that will direct you to a place called the Transition Center. And they can help you with services. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Felix.
Thank you, man.
At the door downstairs to the mails. Thompson.
There's 6 on them. Okay. 6 is really the only one that I need right now. So we're good. Good evening, I'm Nstead, and you, sir.
Jimmy Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, I have quite a number of things here for you. We'll start with charges out of Marana. Charges that go back to June 20th of 2022 for theft, along with 6 counts of failure to appear.
They had me in court for most of that, I think. I'm just winning, but not a while back. I think I went to court for that. I think. I don't
Not
know.
according to this.
Not, it's my fault. Been a while, I think.
That's
I know.
correct. All right, bond on this matter is going to be $250. Court day will be tomorrow at noon. Janet Altschuler is appointed to represent you on these charges. You're not to return to the incident location.
No.
I also have multiple warrants out of Pima County Justice Court. Charges from September the 6th of 2023 for domestic violence assault. Warrant issued on September 16th of this year. We'll appoint Samuel Washington to represent you on these charges.
Ms. Pam?
Your next court date will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Your bond is $100. No acts of domestic violence. No contact with the alleged victim. You don't go to the victim's residence or workplace. Then we have warrant charging you with criminal littering on May 3rd of 2023 and failing to appear at court. Same court date. You'll be released on these charges, however.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Then we have the third file for shoplifting on August the 14th of last year. Again, along with failures to appear. Same court date. You're not to return to the store involved in this matter.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Then we have charges from today. Domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct. And additional charges from December 24th of this year for remaining in the Santa Rita Park after hours. And failing to appear in charge. Will appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these matters. Bond is $1,500. Next court date will be a week from today, May the 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You're still in custody. It'll be on video. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. No acts of domestic violence. No contact with Eva Arvile. You're not to go near her residence or workplace except once with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Not suggest you don't discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney.
So I go when I go out to help my lawyer tomorrow or what?
I don't know when they'll send someone out to talk to you, but they'll send.
Should I?
They're gonna come visit you, sir.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 3 different attorneys,
Oh, okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Right, thank you, Mr. Johnson.
That's it.
Mr. Neal.
Thank you.
You know why they say the ice cream like you eat?
Good evening, I'm Judge Hayden. You, sir,
Ian Neal.
Mr. Neal,
Yes.
charging you with domestic violence assault alleged occurred earlier today in the vicinity of your residence. Your next court date on this is going to be May the 12th at 10:30 in the morning in the Pima County Justice Court. You understand that you need to be present at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to be released on your signature and promise to appear on certain other conditions. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You need to see about getting a substance abuse assessment and complying with any recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And of course, you need to appear at all your court dates and violate no laws. All right?
Okay.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Neal.
Okay. Thank you.
I got. What are we gonna do for 5 minutes?
Your Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Muse refused to come before we get up.
I will make a note of that. Evening, I'm Judge Bacon. You are
Marisela Piña.
Ms. Pena. Looks like I have several things here for you.
I imagine.
Charges here from criminal trespass, criminal damage and disorderly conduct. Alleged to have occurred earlier today. It was 1730 East Prince. I have charges also from earlier today for criminal damage at 1405 East Pinedale. Charges also from earlier today for disorderly conduct, threats, criminal trespass. (3501 North Campbell). And it looks like you were seen in custody a week ago on other charges.
I believe they've been dropped.
No, they have not been dropped.
Oh, they have been dropped?
No, there was a felony charge that may have been dropped, but the misdemeanor for having
I don't,
a motor vehicle was
I
not.
have court in May for that.
Well, we're going to consolidate it with this, so.
Thank you.
Given the repetitive and escalating nature of these charges, the bond is $500. You're not to go back to 1738 Prince, 1465 East Clindale, or 3501 North Campbell. Legal drugs. No firearms or weapons, including golf clubs. Behavioral health assessment and treatment as available. If you post the bond, your court date's June the 2nd at 9:30 in the morning. If you haven't posted the bond, you'll be seen on video next Friday at about 1:45, unless your attorney chooses to move that. All right? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you.
But take it back. What? You're up.
Good evening. I'm Judge
Ronald Francis Wood.
Mr. Wood. I have a number of things here. I have charges from October 30th of 2022. 3 counts of domestic violence violation of court order, 1 count of domestic violence disorderly conduct. Charges from February 16th of 2022 for being a public nuisance, along with failure to appear. Charges from January 2nd of 2022 for disorderly conduct, multiple failures to appear. Charges from December 8th of 2022 for urinating or defecating in public, again, along with failures to appear. Petition to revoke probation. Charges for domestic violence disorderly conduct from February 16th of 2019. And also for assault.
So
Yes. Assault and disorderly conduct. They go back to 2020. Oh, reappoint the city public defender's office to represent you on these charges. You've got two bonds, they're each $250. Your next court date is next Thursday, the 8th of May at 1:45. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen on video. You need to comply with the terms of probation and comply with your behavioral health treatment. Thank you, Mr. Wood.
Mr. Whitcomb, we also, sir, right here.
Huh?
Yes.
Well,
Hello.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Good evening, Your Honor. My name is Nicholson.
did counsel wish to waive reading?
yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. And does either counsel wish to be heard on further on conditions?
Your Honor, I have nothing to add to my written recommendation unless the court has any questions for me.
Judge, I don't believe the bond needs to be as high as the state is recommending. He does not have any felony priors or misdemeanor priors. He's a one on both the scales. He doesn't have an active NVCA flag. He has support with his wife. He's not currently employed. So that amount is going to be difficult, especially considering his financial circumstances. For all those reasons, we're asking for a much lower bond.
Preliminary hearing date is May the 12th at 1:30. Bond will be $25,000. If you post the bond, you'll be released to the custody of pretrial services and supervision. Conditions of release will include no alcohol or illegal drugs, participation in behavioral health and substance abuse assessments and recommended treatment. First of all, as it's available while you're in custody. If you're out of custody, then under the direction of pretrial services. You have no contact with any minors except through Superior Court order or with DCS supervision or approval. You're not to go within 1,000 feet of any schools, park, playgrounds, or daycare centers. Do you understand this?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also no internet usage. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Other than the course of evaluation and treatments, I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Olson.
See you.
This is at least the third time I've had to go out of pretrial services and back into
It keeps happening to me too.
Good evening.
Is this the Spanish interpreter matter, Your Honor?
I believe this is the first of three.
Oh, very good, thank you. Buenos días, señor. Diga su nombre completo.
Mi nombre es Luciano Ramirez.
Otra vez, despacito.
Huitzilopochtli, Lenin Albarrán Ballesteros.
Huistel o Postileden Abarrán Ballesteros.
Mr. Bastet, interim complaint charging with 2 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct with weapon.
Señor Ballesteros, se le han presentado a la queja que hay 2 cargos de violencia doméstica, conducta contra el orden público, con un arma.
And 1 count of domestic violence aggravated assault.
Y un cargo de violencia doméstica, agresión con agravante.
We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges.
Le he
Either
nombrado,
counsel
okay, go ahead,
on conditions.
defensor público a que lo represente para este caso. Y voy a escuchar de la defensora que está allí a un lado de usted en cuanto a las condiciones de liberación.
Yes, Your Honor. As I noted in my notes, the pretrial services summary was unclear about the status of a Nogales matter.
Dice, señoría, los informes, el resumen de servicios preprocesales no tenía claridad en cuanto al estatus de un asunto en Nogales.
I did make contact with a prosecutor from Santa Cruz County. Unfortunately, they were in their car and could find more information for me.
Sí tuve contacto con un fiscal del condado de Santa Cruz, pero desafortunadamente estaban en su carro y no podían dar más información.
Therefore, I'm not comfortable requesting a no bond hearing.
Por eso no tengo comodidad pidiendo una audiencia sin fianza.
However, I would like the court to take into consideration that we have what looks like a serious offense down in Nogales, and now we have another serious offense here in Tucson.
Por eso quiero que tome consideración que tuvimos un delito de seriedad en Nogales y ahora tenemos otro delito de seriedad aquí en Tucson.
They are different victims.
Sure.
They are different. Yeah, they are different victims, but it is both domestic violence serious offenses.
Ambos son víctimas diferentes, pero sí son ofensas de violencia doméstica de seriedad.
I'd also like the court to take into consideration the victim input that we received through pretrial services.
También quiero que usted tome en consideración el aporte de comentarios que nos dio la víctima a través de los servicios preprocesales.
In that she objects to release and wants no contact.
A que ella se opone a que sea liberado y no desea tener ningún contacto.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Judge, we'd like you to take into consideration his unemployment status.
Su señoría, deseamos que usted tome en consideración su estatus de desempleo.
And that the victim won't be remaining at the residence should he be able to post bond.
Y si se le permite depositar fianza, la víctima no va a permanecer en la residencia.
I was trying to see if I could find any further information, but no luck.
Estoy tratando de ver si pudo encontrar otra información, pero no tuve éxito.
Preliminary hearing date is May the 12th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Su siguiente audiencia es el 12 de mayo a la 1:30 de la tarde.
Bond is $50,000.
La fianza es $50,000.
The bond is posted. You'll be notified of pretrial services.
Si se deposita la fianza, será supervisado por los servicios preprocesales.
Conditions of release will include no alcohol or illegal drugs,
Si es liberado, se ordena que no puede consumir drogas ni alcohol,
no acts of domestic violence,
no cometer ningún acto de violencia doméstica,
no firearms or weapons,
nada de armas de fuego ni otras armas,
no contact with the alleged victim, that's Juana Godinez,
ningún contacto con la supuesta víctima, Juana Godínez,
and you're not to go to her residence or workplace.
y usted no acudir a la residencia de ella ni a su lugar de trabajo.
As your attorney commented, it is my understanding that she is going to vacate the mutual residence.
Como su abogada comentó, tengo entendido que ella va a salirse de la residencia donde los dos vivían.
However, until she does, you're not to go back there except with law enforcement to get your personal belongings.
Hasta que ella haga eso, no se le permite a usted regresar a la residencia, solamente acompañado con un agente del orden público para recoger sus pertenencias.
You're also to engage in behavioral health and substance abuse assessments and treatment.
También participar en evaluación y tratamiento de comportamiento y abuso de sustancias.
And other than in the course of assessments or treatments, I would suggest that you not discuss these matters with anyone except your attorney.
Y además de tratamiento y evaluación, usted no ha de hablar con nadie de este caso, salvo con su abogado o solamente con su abogado.
You also need to appear at all court dates and remain within the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state.
You're muted.
How did that happen?
No, not you, Judge, the interpreter.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm trying to find out how to put the speaker on, and I'm not able to
You're
do
fine.
that
You're
for
fine.
some
We
reason.
can
Give me
hear
1
you.
second.
we can hear you now. You're fine now.
Okay.
I don't think she can hear us.
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes.
What's your call? I can't hear you. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was not able to go back to adjust the speaker. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can finally hear you. Yes, thank you. Okay, the last thing I had was that he was allowed to go back. He was to get behavioral health and assessment.
And substance abuse assessment treatment, correct?
Y también evaluación de contra usos de sustancias y tratamiento.
Not to leave the state of Arizona
Se le prohíbe salir del estado de Arizona
without the permission of the court.
sin permiso del juez.
He should not discuss this matter with anyone except his attorney.
Y no hablar con nadie de su caso, salvo con su abogado.
Or in the course of the behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment.
O en el curso de las evaluaciones de su uso de sustancias y de comportamiento y tratamiento.
Right, thank you.
Es todo, gracias.
No.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Buenas noches, yo soy la juez Shade. ¿Y usted, señor, quién es?
Gabriel Elizondo Encinas.
Gabriel Elizondo Encinas.
Mr. Encinas, interim complaint charging you with 2 counts of misconduct involving a weapon
Señor Encinas, en la querella se le han presentado cargos, 2 cargos de conducta inapropiada teniendo que ver con un arma
and 2 counts of theft.
y 2 cargos de robo.
We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges.
Estamos nombrando la oficina al defensor público para que lo represente en cuanto a estos cargos.
Did either counsel wish to be heard on Canberra issues?
Le pregunto a las abogadas si quieren ser escuchadas en cuanto a condiciones de liberación.
Judge, we're in agreement on released pretrial services.
Su señoría, estamos de acuerdo a que sea liberado bajo la supervisión de los servicios preprocesales.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be May the 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Pima County Justice Court.
Su audiencia preliminar está programada para el 20 de mayo 2025 a la 1:30 en el Tribunal Juzgado de Paz.
You will be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services.
Usted será liberado bajo la supervisión de tercera parte, servicios preprocesales.
You will participate in substance abuse and behavioral health assessment and any recommended treatment as they direct.
Usted ha de participar en una evaluación de su uso de sustancias y de comportamiento y cumplir con cualquier cosa que ellos recomiendan que usted haga de tratamiento.
You are not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court.
Que se le prohíbe salir del estado de Arizona sin permiso del juez.
You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim or return to the incident location.
Se le prohíbe tener contacto con la supuesta víctima ni regresar al incidente del sitio de los hechos.
And you're not to possess any firearms or weapons.
Y se le prohíbe portar armas ni armas de fuego.
Other than in the course of assessments and treatment, I would suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney.
Además, en el curso de la evaluación o tratamiento, le asesoro que no ha de hablar de este caso, excepto con su abogado.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Encinas.
Gracias, señores Encinas.
Sí.
Well, I don't think I should interpret.
You don't?
No, I'll be good.
Okay. As interpreter, excuse your honor.
As long as Mr. Valenzuela doesn't need you, sure.
Okay.
I'm good.
You can do. Good.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Felipe Valenzuela.
Mr. Valenzuela, in a complaint charging with possession of narcotic drugs.
What was that?
The interim complaint is charging you with possession of narcotic drugs.
Okay.
We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges.
All right.
You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program. Often dismissal of these charges after a period of treatment and compliance. Are you interested in exploring that option?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Johnson, time waived for preliminary hearing.
Yes.
Your next court date is going to be a week from today. That's Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, May the 7th, in Pima County Superior Court. Do you understand you need to be present at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Your preliminary hearing date right now is set for June 16th at 1:30. You'll be under the supervision of pretrial services. You'll participate in monitoring and treatment as they direct. You also need to comply with steps.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Valenzuela.
Am I getting you sitting here?
Are you releasing to pretrial? Judge?
Release to the third-party custody of pretrial services.
Bass? Miss Bass? Wake up. You're up.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Shannon Bass.
It's getting bad.
Ms. Bath, I have a number of things here for you. We'll start with new felony charges for aggravated shoplifting and possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint, who are you appointing? It's not checked, Alma. Bass. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and at either counsel wish to be heard on conditions. You also have about half a dozen warrants.
So to that, Your Honor, I'm just making sure that you saw my notes in my recommendation.
I did.
Just based. Okay, and so based on the nature of the charge, the state would recommend pretrial services, but given the other information we know in this case about her multiple warrants, if the court was inclined to hold her, then we're recommending a bond of $1,100. That's also based on her 2 scores of 6 on the scales.
Or anything further from defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, your preliminary hearing date is going to be May the 12th. Your bond is $1,000. If you post the bond, you'll be in the institution of pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not returned to any incident location, and you participate in substance abuse. Understand that?
Yes.
I also have 2 warrants out of Pima County Justice Court. Shoplifting, July 30th of 2022, failing to appear in court. And shoplifting from February 28th of 2024, failing to appear in court. On these charges, will appoint Christian Salter to represent you. Bond will be $250. Court date will be tomorrow at 1. You're not concerned with the incident location. No alcohol, illegal drugs, and again, substance abuse treatment. For a while, the program was good in terms of transferring stuff over. It's not doing it at all. Gotcha.
And
I also have charges out of court. February 6th of this year, criminal trespass, failing to appear. Charges from March 13th of this year for criminal trespass, possession of paraphernalia, possession of only drugs, and failing to appear. Charges from February 27th. Possession of paraphernalia, possession of prescription-only drugs, failure to appear. Charges that go back to January of 2019. Possession of prescription-only drugs, possession of paraphernalia, and at least 3 failures to appear. Are you awake?
Shannon.
Shannon,
Yes.
wait.
Will appoint city public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Bond is $250. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to return to the incident locations. Engage in substance abuse treatment. Bond is $250. You're not to return to the incident locations. Possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, which includes prescription drugs that are not prescribed to you. You're to engage in substance abuse treatment. Your next court date is going to be a video review on May the 9th. That's a week from
Shannon.
1:45. If you're out of custody, your court date's June the 2nd at 2:00. Thank you, Ms. Bass.
You're welcome. Any questions?
But sit down. Garcia, Carter.
Good evening. I'm Shannon. There are
Ricardo Garcia.
Mr. Garcia. I have 3 sets of cases here for you. Charges for 7 counts of shoplifting and 6 counts of shoplifting with use of an artifice. Same. These are alleged to have occurred on or about the 4th. Well, variety of dates, actually. Between November 18th of 2024 and April 4th of 2025. We also have another set of shoplifting charges. 3 counts of shoplifting, 1 alleging use of an artifice. These are alleged to have occurred
That's an arches.
Yeah, it could be a backpack or a cart or something.
Okay. I got you.
And then the third one is charged from today for possession of narcotic drug. 2 counts, 1 count of possession of a dangerous drug, 1 count of possession of paraphernalia.
But he did, and the same thing goes. Hey.
Will the defendants stop represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Yes, Your Honor. So as I hope you've noted, I had to submit 3 recommendations because we have 3 different complaints with different agencies and dates. The first thing I would note is that he does have a probation hold. So that informed some of my recommendations. I'd also note for the drug charges, the policy is that we are to send them for a SMART hearing. And so I don't know if he will be accepted into the program, but that's what I have put in there. But we should not waive time for the PH because it's going to be held. Thank you.
Judge, given the APO hold, we are not objecting to a bond in the matter, so he gets time credit.
All right, preliminary hearing date gonna be May the 12th at 1:30. You're not to possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, return to any incident location, including any Target stores or Sportsman's Warehouse. Substance abuse assessment and treatment as available while you're in custody or under the supervision of pretrial services if you wind up being released. Bond on this matter will be $2,500. Bond on the second set of shoplifting charges will be $1,000. And on the drug charges, bond will be $750. Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you.
Other than the course of any substance use assessments or treatment, I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney.
Hello.
Oh.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are?
I'm at McNaught.
Mr. McDonald, interim complaint charging you with being a fugitive from justice. We'll appoint legal defender's office to represent you on these charges. Set a hearing date for May the 5th at 2:30. Did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Your Honor, I would just note that the bond from Minnesota requests that be held without bond, but unfortunately, I can't request that for Arizona law. But I would ask that Your Honor consider what Minnesota is requesting when deciding how high of a bond to impose in this case.
Judge, this is it looks like a charge from 2019. He is on probation here in Pima County. He was just instated end of March. And he doesn't have any violations at this point. Pending that case, he was released to pretrial services after he was able to post a bond. So we're asking you to give him a chance to go deal with this, being that he's being supervised for probation and has every incentive to get it taken care of so he doesn't violate. And Judge, it sounds like he's currently residing at Amity and about 2 weeks away from fulfilling their program.
Bond will be $75,000. Pretrial services if the bond is posted. No contact with the alleged victims. You're not to go to the victim's residence or workplace. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No acts of domestic violence. No firearms or weapons. And I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney. Thank you.
Hello.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shada. Answer our
Humberto Monge Carlos.
Minister Meyer. I have an interim complaint charging you with secondary burglary alleged occurred on the 15th day of May of last year, so almost a year ago. We'll appoint a legal defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Judge, given the fact that he has a probation hold, it looks like from Cochise, we're okay with a bond, so he's getting time credit. But I would ask you to take into account the fact that he's homeless and unemployed.
Preliminary hearing date will be May the 12th at 1:30. Bond will be $2,000. Pretrial services supervision if the bond is posted. Possess no firearms or weapons, have no contact with the alleged victims, no return to the incident location, and I suggest you not discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney. Now, it looks like we have a warrant out of Cochise County for possession of a firearm. This is a probation violation bond. Bond will be $30,000 secured. Review hearing date will be May 30th at 9 a.m. No firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Your Honor, ultimately, I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but can I just note for the record that the state believes that it should be a no bond hold or warrant because it's a probation violation warrant, and we should honor the other county's request.
You're probably right on that, and I will amend that. Which will automatically set a no bond hearing for May the 5th at 2:30.
No, Your Honor, I don't believe a no bond hearing is required. A no bond hearing would be if it was for on release, but because it's an extradition matter, a post conviction matter, I think it's appropriate just to set a review hearing, please.
Unfortunately, the way the program is set up, it sets it automatically, and I can't undo it.
Even on an extradition matter, you can't just set a review hearing?
If I check no bond, the no bond hearing pops up, and I can't undo that.
Interesting. All right. Thank you.
Superior Court can change it, but I can't.
Okay. Thank you.
The no bond hearing is Superior Court, though. Then I have new misdemeanor charges. Jaywalking and possession of paraphernalia that occurred earlier today. He'll be released on these charges, the conditions being no alcohol or illegal drugs, and no firearms or weapons. We'll appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Set a hearing date of June 20th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, Mr. Munn.
Did you set a bond in that, Judge?
No.
They said, yes. Yes. No. Hello. Hello. She step away.
And you, sir, are
Christopher Nstead. Christopher Paul Nstead.
She can hear you.
Mr. Nstead. I have several things here for you.
Yes, ma'am.
I have, first of all, a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court charging you with burglary alleged to have occurred on April 25th of last year. Will appoint Christian Kimenow to represent you on these charges. Set an arraignment date of May the 7th at 1:30 in the afternoon in Pima County Superior Court. That either counsel was to be heard on conditions.
No, Your Honor.
Bond is $2,500. If you post the bond, you'll be the distributor of pretrial services.
I don't have the money. I'm gonna be stuck in here.
With the victims, you're not to return to the incident location. I've got several more things for you here, more warrants. I've charged from September 18th of 2024 for shoplifting, failure to appear. We'll appoint Christian Salter to represent you on these charges. Court date will be tomorrow at 1. And bond on this will be $100. And you're not to return to the incident location. Then I have files out of Tucson City Court. Charges from November 20th or 13th for domestic violence violation of a court order. And failing to appear in court on December the 17th.
Domestic violence.
Well, it's domestic violence because the relationship between you and the person who had the order of protection is one of a series of relationships. Not that there was violence as we think of as the word violence.
See, yeah.
I also have charges from possession of paraphernalia on November 24th. Again, with that same failure to appear. And criminal trespass and possession of paraphernalia on November the 13th of 2024. Your bond on this matter is $1,500. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Court date will be the 7th at 1:30. Your attorney may move that because you can't be in two places at once. But I only have a limited number of places that I can put these matters. No alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with the alleged victim in this matter. You're not to return to the victim's residence or workplace, the incident location, or to 1300 North Pole. Thank you, Mr. Nstead. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
James Rayleigh.
Mr. Rayleigh. I have a warrant here out of Pima County Superior Court charging you with possession of narcotic drug and possession of paraphernalia alleged to occurred on December the 8th. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Set an arraignment date for May the 7th at 1:30. Did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Just a moment, Your Honor. Judge, I just talked to Mr. Rayleigh, and he does have a way of contacting pretrial services. This is just a drug paraphernalia case, personal possession. We're asking you give him another chance on pretrial to attend the arraignment on the 7th.
As soon as there's nothing left to be done. What?
I have other files here for Mr. Rayleigh. The failures, multiple failures to appear. He's not a good candidate for appearing. Bond will remain at $500. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Pretrial services if the bond is posted. And as I said, I have files here out of Tucson City Court. I have charges from June 23rd, 2022 for criminal trespass. Failing to appear in July of 2022. You were seen on these matters in December when you were seen the initial felony matter. You were given a court date of January the 13th and did not appear on that date either. Then we have charges that go back to December of 2019. Possession of paraphernalia, failing to appear on January 2nd of 2020. And then again, you were seen on these in December, didn't appear in Tucson City Court in January. We'll appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Your next court date will be June the 20th at 9 a.m. You'll be released on these charges. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. Do you understand that?
Yes.
no alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go back to 2538 North Country Club. And substance abuse assessment and recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Rayleigh.
Mr. Chairman, again?
Rojas. No.
Good evening, and you, sir,
Manny Rojas.
Mr. Rojas. Interim complaint, charged with possession of criminal trespass, possession of paraphernalia, and third-degree burglary. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. That either counsel was to be heard further on conditions.
No, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing date is going to be May the 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You will be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You'll participate in monitoring and treatment of their supervision, including behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
No alcohol or illegal drugs. No contact with the alleged victims. You don't return within 3 blocks of the incident location. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I also have misdemeanor warrants. Shoplifting, possession of paraphernalia from December 17th of this year, along with failing to appear in court. Also have charges that go back to July of 2023 for possession of paraphernalia and failures to appear. Do you understand the importance of appearing in court?
Yes.
Because your behavior does not show that. All right, your next court date is May the 30th at 2:30 in the afternoon. Your attorney does not represent you on these charges. Your attorney says you don't need to come to court. That's just May 20th. You need to appear in city court on May 30th. Behavioral health and substance abuse assessment treatment. You need to comply with pretrial services. You don't go back to 1167 West Irvington. And no alcohol or illegal drugs. Thank you.
Thank you. Director?
Great.
Totally different. They make mistakes too. We just don't have date mistakes on interims too. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade and you, sir, are
Hey, with Chapo.
Mr. Wachapa. I have an interim complaint, charge you with possession of paraphernalia and possession of dangerous drug. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Ms. Wachapa, it appears that these charges are eligible for a diversion program called STEP. After an initial assessment, if you are eligible for that program, you will need to participate in a course of treatment. And if you successfully complete it, the charges would be dismissed without a formal filing. Did you want to explore that?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel willing to waive time for preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Preliminary hearing date is June 16th at 1:30, but your first court date is a week from today at 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Superior Court. You need to comply with steps. You need to comply with pretrial. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I have warrants out of South Tucson. Charges from January 7th of this year for possession of paraphernalia. And from January 28th for criminal nuisance. Looks like you didn't appear in court in March on these. Your next hearing on these is going to be May the 13th at 10 a.m. Your attorney does not represent you on these charges. If your attorney says you don't have to come to court, you still need to be in South Tucson City Court on May 13th at 10 a.m. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not returned to the incident locations, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You need to comply with steps. Do you understand that?
Yes.
But then we have charges out of Tucson City Court. Charges from March 22nd of this year for criminal trespass, 3301 South 6th. Failing to appear on April the 2nd of this year. Charges from January 5th of last year. Criminal trespass at 110 East Pennington. Along with 2 counts of possession of paraphernalia and a couple of failures to appear. Do you understand the importance of appearing in court?
Yes, ma'am.
One more chance. Your next court date is going to be May 29th at 2:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. You're not to go back to 3301 South 6th or 110 East Pennington. No alcohol or illegal drugs, and you need to comply with steps. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Wichita.
Does that conclude the calendar, Your Honor?
As far as I can tell.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Aye.